trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to BetOnline today to get in on all the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here.
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Fucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, money like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
All right, man. Shout out to the mighty Who Dat Nation. We in this thing representing the Coma. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. We up in this thing. Shout out to the fam. Happy Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, whatever you guys call it. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you being in the live. Much love to the fam. Appreciate you on this Turkey Day. Now, listen, fam, I got a lot of sampling of food to do today, so I just wanted to stop by. Well, actually, last night I was going to do a broadcast, yelling at and talking to the Black and Gold family members, but conflicting schedules, right? Got a conflicting schedule going on. The Pelican post-game report was in live effect. We recapping that. You know, sometimes, man, I got other platforms that I do. Also, I'm the chief editor of the WhoDatDaily.com. So a lot of stuff is popping and snapping. So sometimes I don't be able to get to you. But on such a family-centered day, I wanted to stop by to say happy Saintsgiving to the great Saint Tank. So big ups to you guys. Appreciate you for being in alive. As always, nothing but love, nothing but respect to you, the best of the Black and Gold Nation, man. So in this one, man, I'm just going to basically go over some things here, fam, to kind of go over some of the articles that I was supposed to cover on Wednesday's broadcast. But yeah, why not turn it into a Saintsgiving broadcast, baby? Why not do that? And we did do that. And that's what the hell we doing right now, right? So big ups to the fam. Now, listen, man, is it a lot to be thankful for on this Thanksgiving, Saintsgiving? Yes, there's quite a lot to be thankful for. You know, in the mighty Who Dat Nation, I'm a family-centered person. I love chilling with the family members, talking to the family members. But listen, is it a lot to be thankful for? Yes. Now, in terms of football with the Black and Gold, yes, you're on a 2-game winning streak. Could be worse. You could be on a 9-game losing streak. You're on a 2-game winning streak. You got rid of the possum, right? That's enough right there. I can stop right there. Just getting the possum out of here. That was one thing. The other thing is, of course, we got another rodent in the building that also needs to be moved out of the way. But right now, on a 2-game winning streak, and listen, I don't want to, kind of expand too forward too fast. But let me alert you to something. This game against the Rams coming up on Sunday, it's an afternoon broadcast. The Saints, one by game approach here. Listen, if they can topple the Rams, which is very feasible, they got the Giants, which is a team that's up and down. And very fastly, you can see the black and gold go on a 4-game winning streak. Now, of course, I'm not talking about playoffs right now because they have to get back to 500 first. That's the biggest thing they got to do. Getting back to 500. That's the main thing before we even get into any playoffs talk. Playoffs? Are you serious? Playoffs? Yes. No playoffs. No playoff talk. Still a lot of games. 6 games to be exact that's remaining. And each one of these games, the Saints got to handle the damn business. We lost 7 in a row. So your room for error is damn near non-existent. So you have to, a large losing streak has to be followed up by a large winning streak. That's balance. Balance is 500. They have to get back to 500. That's the big part of it. All right. So big ups to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream. JT, shout out to you, brother. Good to see you. OG Jerry. Shout out to OG. Brother Rose in this thing as well. Good to see you. Poppy 504. Jermaine, big ups to you. Marley Mall, my boy Marley Mall. Appreciate all y'all, man. Much love to everybody, man, on this day. Hemisphere, shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you as well. Bronze Flat Power God, big ups to you. Swag, good to see you, Swag. What's popping? All right, much love to everybody, man. I appreciate you. What's up, Desi, baby? How you doing? Shout out to Desi, man. She says, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Shout out to you, Queen. Good to see you. I see you out there. Brother Gary, how you doing, sir? Appreciate you as always, my friend. L-Dub, what's popping, brother? Appreciate you as well. Brother Greg's in this thing. Black Major, what's up, fam? Appreciate you as well, man. Much love, man. All right, yeah, and this is a part of it, fam. Y'all do me a service. Hit that like button, man. Also, feel free to share the show, too. That helps the broadcast out, and it's free. It doesn't cost you a damn thing to hit the like button, hit the sub button if you're not a sub, and also share. All of those are free. It won't take one damn penny to do. All right. And it is a microsecond. All right. Shout out to you, fam. Okay. What's up, Tremarius? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, my brother. Appreciate you. Brother Willie Garrison. Shout out to you, my brother. Much love. Happy Saintsgiving, Thanksgiving, Turkey Day, and everything, fam. Appreciate y'all for being in here. All right, fam, let's get into some of this stuff, right? With that, we're going to go over on our Turkey Day broadcast here. And then after the broadcast, I want to kind of ask that toward the end of the broadcast. I want to ask what your favorite foods is. So don't tell me now because I ain't going to be looking. But I'm going to call for it. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me do a Thanksgiving poll in the chat. That would be awesome, baby. Hold on here, fam. Let me get my stuff right here. Because that's what I should have did, man. I was kind of doing my thing, man. Hold on. I'm gonna put the poll up in the question about Thanksgiving, baby. What's your favorite foods? Hold on now. I know y'all gonna tell me, but I want y'all to just wait for a second. Let me get my damn poll question up here. And I'm gonna put it in the poll. All right, let's get this going here. Hold on here. Your favorite. All right. Hold on. Why the hell did I do loud cap it like that? Oh, well, whatever. Yeah. Hold on, fam. Let me put that in there. Let's see. Turkey. Come on. What else, y'all? Let me see. Turkey. Let's see. Y'all gonna have to pick between one. Let me see the dressing. Let's see. Turkey. Everybody gonna see turkey. Of course, it's turkey. Q. What else the hell it is? It's Turkey Day. Well, some people don't use turkey. Some people use Cornish hen and all that. Actually, I love Cornish hen. I'm up here making myself hungry up in this joint. I'm going to mom's. Moms and them got the spread. Going holler at my peoples. My son's like, Pops, we going out? I was like, yes, we are. Because I ain't cooking shit today. You're looking at me, man. I ain't cutting up shit today. I'm off. I'm off shit. I ain't cooking nothing. And I love to cook. But I ain't cooking shit today. All right. Turkey dressing, potato salad. Give me one more. Who else we got? Yeah. Damn, I'm drawing blanks now. All right, hold on. See, I'm on the fly with it, so y'all gonna just have to. Y'all gonna have to excuse my ass. Hold on here. I'm on the fly like a some gun. All right, there we go. That's the best I can do on the fly. So I done gunked this all up, but it's all right. Y'all know what I'm trying to do here. All right, so the poll question is eventually up, right? So thank y'all for being so patient, man. All right, what's up, Dragon Dynasty? How you doing? Appreciate you, man. Said, what's the game plan to stop Cooper Kupp? That's the question, right? Kupp kills the Saints. It really does. Listen, we're gonna get into the broadcast. Tomorrow will be the Saints Rams preview that I will do tomorrow, but it's going to be difficult because you got to deal with Puka too. It's Kupp and Puka. They're a good combination, and those guys historically kill the Saints. Especially Cooper Kupp. He's a nightmare for the Saints secondary. And I do have my reservations about the Saints secondary. It's a lot of turnover there. You had the trading of Marshawn Lattimore. You had the injury that knocked out Paulson and Debo for the entire season. So the Saints' top corners gone. Trade and injury gone. You had the nickel guy that's now CB1, and you have a rookie that's now CB2, and you have a guy that was a practice squad player playing nickel. CB3 named Ugo Amadi, who's undersized, but nonetheless, this is what we're dealing with. Now, we do have Will Harris and Tyrann Mathieu back there. Love those guys. But, Alante Taylor, to me, man, he's done some positive stuff since being CB1 and some negative stuff that, he's a little too touchy grabby at times. I mean, I love his temperament. I even love his celebratory style when he makes a deflection or makes the guy miss. He do the double thumbs down. I love that. But in terms of Cooper Kupp, this is going to be an extraordinary difficult matchup for our Saints secondary, man, and then Puka too. So, dude. We're going to have to do, you know what, Dragon Dynasty, we're going to talk about it on the preview stream coming up tomorrow, fam, so we can go get more in depth into it, because that is like out of all of the matchups that we're looking at with the Rams, that's the one. Because, and also to amalgamate it with this thought process, is the Saints defense up front, the defensive line, they can't sit back there and give clean pockets to this quarterback. They're a big part of helping the secondary out. They're going to have to generate pressure, and they're going to have to rattle this quarterback as often as they can. They can't allow him to stand and get into a rhythm, then start sacking him. That can't happen. And that got to change instantaneously. So a big part of it is the defensive line generating pressure up front. Another part of it is that helps out the secondary, and we need better performances by Alante Taylor, and we're going to need one against Kool-Aid, because Kool-Aid kind of struggled coming back off the injury. He was all right, but he's still nonetheless a rookie, and we have to improve upon that. Ain't no doubt about it, man. So, yeah, we're going to get into more of that on the preview stream for the Rams Saints. So thank you for that question. I want you to come back tomorrow. We'll delve into that, man. All right, Hemisphere says, Q asks everyone not to tell Till they ask, and he's up here talking food. Yeah, I know. Hey, Hemisphere, man, part, bro. Listen, you gotta understand, man. This is my favorite day of the entire year, right? And that's because for the adults out here, you get together, because like my fault is a part of the recap stream, so we got a good my moms and all that, and we get together, family, friends, all this kind of stuff, and we get together, we talk about football, and we got people that come over and stuff like that. So it's always great to see those people, and you really see a lot of those folks until this particular day where everybody move around and get together. So I like that. I enjoy that. uh Christmas, or whatever, to me is cool too. But you have food on Christmas. You do. It's not the spread for Thanksgiving. To me, it's a different feel. I'm a big potato salad guy. I love potato salad. My mom's she makes the greatest potato salad in the world. And my sister, God bless the dead, she did a really good one too. She learned from moms. But we don't put no goddamn raisins in our potato salad. We don't do that nastiness. We don't do all that. We make, we off the chain with ours. So you got baked macaroni. Listen, I can't even get into it, baby. I have to focus. Baby, I have to focus on the show, baby. Baby. Yeah. Yeah, you go, Maul. Maul got peppers on that. Q, why peppers ain't up there? The only reason why peppers ain't up there is because it ain't give you enough goddamn options. Peppers would have been up there. Peppers should have been up there before the goddamn mac and cheese, baby. But there's so much going on this day. So y'all, listen, I just love this day, man, because it's just more of a family centered thing. Love that. The Christmas thing, that's more for my children. They looking for stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't. That's like, I'm giving to them. And then they smiling and happy that's what I get back. I get back them being happy. I don't get shit. I don't get no gifts. Like, the hell with this stuff. Like, come on, y'all out here, y'all feel me. Come on now. Ain't nobody come on. Thanksgiving, I get to sit down, I'm eating. I got some food here that's free, stuff like Christmas, I ain't getting nothing. I give to them and then they smile. Oh, hey, they happy. That's what I get back. So I give you physical shit and all I get back is just how the hell with this shit. All right, anyway, fam, that's enough of that, man. Let's go ahead on and get into it. All right, y'all see my rocking my ice cubes. That's what DC calls them, my ice cube. He said I look like Ice Cube. I said, nah, brother, these are ice cubes. That's what I'm talking about, baby. All right, big ups to your English. What's popping, fam? Thank you, man. Appreciate you. He says, look around and see what it's all for sometime today. He says, Q, happy Thanksgiving, Q. Look around and see what it's all for sometime today. Yeah, that's right. Look around, family. That's what I like, man. I appreciate this day as well. Yes, Willie, bro, you're making me hungry. He says, crawfish fettuccine, stuffed seafood. What's that? Cornbread. Says millions. That's not millions. Million. Sweet potato pie. Yep, mom's got that. Fried turkey. She don't do a fried turkey. Potato salad, seafood gumbo. Sometimes it depends. The seafood's, the gumbo's expensive because if you ever made gumbo, it's expensive to make. It's expensive to make. Wild turkey whiskey and Cuban cigar. God damn. Man, after you finish eating all that, you got some whiskey in one hand and a Cuban cigar. That's how you doing it, brother. God damn, Willie. Man, Willie over there doing it mob style, baby. They had the whole spread, and then Willie just, man, bringing that whiskey here. See, if you drinking turkey whiskey, you talk like this, baby. Yeah, bring that turkey whiskey over here, baby. Yeah, man, how you doing, Q? Yeah. That's what kind of voice you got. You got that kind of voice. You drinking whiskey. You drinking brown. Oh, it sounds like this. Hey, you ain't gonna be up at the other end of the spectrum. No, you go. Hey, yeah, let me tell you something, bro. Yeah, them Saints, man. Let me tell you, they eat that dinner, that possum. Yeah, that's how you talking. Oh yeah, that's how you talking. All right. So anyway, let's jump right into it. All right, Wednesday. This is from yesterday, man. Of course, everybody's off today for Turkey Day, and this is some of the stuff that had happened. 6 New Orleans Saints players listed on the Wednesday injury report, right? 6 of them listed on the report. And let's see what it says. Now, Eric McCoy groin was DMP'd. There's reports saying that McCoy is supposed to play. So we'll see if that's indeed the case. We'll see if that's the truth. Now, where, whatever. But right now on the Wednesday report, he was DMP'd with the groin. Now, reports where he re-aggravated the groin in the matchup, last week's matchup, and the Saints are kind of taking more of a precautious approach after the bye to kind of make sure he's all right. So we'll see what that is, man, because it's crazy. Because prior to McCoy making it back, y'all put one in the chat if y'all remember, the statement. We talked about this on the previous show about, fortifying your depth, because you can't always say that if I'm waiting for this player to come back so we can have success. And it's a tricky thing when you have players that's coming off of injury, right? It's a tricky thing. It's a very tricky thing when you got players coming off of injury, because what occurs is these players sometimes do have the propensity to re-injure themselves, thus going back and, back to the list, or basically missing games due to an injury. So just because a guy makes it back doesn't mean that he's going to come back and finish the entire season without getting injured again. That's just not a realistic thought process. So as a football team, you have to be able to do all that you can to fortify certain positions on your team that you deem as important. Backup center is imperative. That is a very important position, because the guy playing the center position is probably he's the smartest of the players. But if you have a really good center like we have in McCoy, it's the calming effect, because he gets everybody together. He gets all those linemen together, tell them what they need to do. He's communicating with the quarterback. And Eric McCoy, the duties that he do as a center for the Saints, a lot of the stuff that he does, the quarterback's supposed to be doing. But the mentality of the Saints was to take a lot of that off the quarterback so that he can play football and not have to worry about those things that he's supposed to know. Now, my philosophy is, if I'm paying you $150 million, I want you to learn this, and I want you to learn it, because you ain't got nothing else to do. You ain't got nothing else to do. As a quarterback, I am paying you to learn this, and this is the requirement of you to be my quarterback. $150 million, you're going to learn this shit. That's my thought process, right? But McCoy, the philosophy the Saints had was to try to take as much pressure off the quarterback, and I think that's weak. I think that's weak, because he's supposed to know to do everything. Make McCoy be the backup in certain regards, if you know what I mean. But the backup center position, you got to make sure you get you a really good veteran backup center who can follow as much as he can, or learn just like McCoy's learning, so that if injuries hit McCoy, you got him coming in there and following up to keep the communication, to keep everything rolling. We know this because every year you're going to deal with injuries at every position. We've had them all. We had them at wide receiver. We've had them at tight end, running back, you name it. We've had injuries at every position except for the kicker and the punter. So we've had them all over the place. And as a result of that, you have to do your due diligence, especially at the backup center position. Problem was, we didn't do that. We didn't have a true backup center, and it cost us a couple of games before we got your boy McGovern, the center from the Jets. And then when what's the guy name? Shane Lemieux gets healthy, they put McGovern in the street. Me personally, I thought McGovern was a better center, a veteran center. He did a pretty decent job. He didn't do the best job in the world, but he did a better job than Lemieux. But at the end of the day, it's just what it is. The Saints have to do a better job in fortifying that offensive line, because injuries are not over with. There still could be injuries that can impact what we got going on. And with the 7-game losing streak, you have basically eliminated all of your room for error. So there's not a lot of losing that you can do from this point forward. Now you've won 4 games. You're on a 2-game winning streak. That is a positive. They do have 2 teams that they face next. Rams are it's a difficult matchup for the Saints currently constructed, but it's a winnable game. Saints could find themselves against Rams and Giants before they see the Commanders in the dome. They could find themselves on a 4-game winning streak. But like I said before, Coach Rizzi's a big part of it, and not just Coach Rizzi coming here, because Coach Rizzi, all he's doing is he's basically doing the stuff that the possum was supposed to do. Like Rizzi listens to his people, and that's why the changes happen. But he's not coming up with all this stuff by himself. He listened to the coaches. The coaches and the players tell him, hey man, we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that. And they just kick right on in. And that's what was happening prior. You have to make adjustments. You have to make adjustments as fast as you can in life. You have to adjust. Life is about adjustments. If you can't adjust to life, you're going to fail, and you're going to fail over and over again. You're going to fail. You're going to fail. You're going to lose out. You're going to fail. And let me tell you this, just because you make correct decisions at times in life, you're going to be challenged. In life, you're going to be challenged. Sometimes you're going to be challenged. You're going to have stuff that come up, and it's just how the universe works. Sometimes you're going to have stuff that come up that, when you're trying to get on that next level, stuff's going to happen. In order to get to that next level, the righteous way or the right way, meaning without compromising certain things, it's certain character tests that the universe is going to send you at. I'm just keeping it a buck. We all know, our experienced people that went through things in their life understand this. That's why it is quick for you not to, get all screw-faced and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Can't get all screw-faced and bitter, because we can't afford to miss the lesson. The lesson is if you have a bad, experience, or you went through something that wasn't good, you got to learn the lesson. That's what you're there for, the lesson. You learn the lesson and take the lesson. And then once you learn that lesson, you put it up here and you keep it moving. You adjust, you adapt. But it's all about keeping it moving, just like the water. You see oceans constantly in a state of movement. That's how we are. You got to constantly be adjusting and moving to the ebbs of flowing life. And it's just the same to our football team. We got to stay on top of it. I'm a little bit down by the fact that I thought that during this past bye week period that the Saints should have been looking at backup offensive linemen and wide receivers for trial purposes. They didn't do none of that. They just sat on it like, we got everything we need. No, you don't. So we'll see. Like I said, you can never afford to sit up here and rest on your laurels and say, hey man, we got it. We got this guy coming back. Man, get out of here with that. You have to constantly be moving and looking. That's how we win. That's how we going to maintain the standard of women. Only bullshit, garbage, back ass, sorry ass teams believe they got it figured out. Even the best teams in the NFL and the NBA and anywhere else, they're constantly looking at talent, constantly looking at adjusting, constantly adapting, constantly being cutting edge and on the front lines, moving and shaking and grooving. Only bum ass teams believe they got it figured out. Well, you just need to wait till these guys get healthy and we gonna be fine. No, you're not. You're not gonna be fine. We have to keep looking to improve the team, because you never know who you're going to lose. So it's better to be proactive than reactive. Proactive than reactive. Proactive means we moving and shaking before the bullshit come. Because in many cases, you can see the bullshit coming. Because you done been here and done that. You done lived it enough where you picked up the historical trends of what's going on. Like shit, fam. I done studied so much of history. I can see basically what's going to happen, because that's how it is. It all happens in a cycle. Just like the seasons of change. And one moment, eventually you're in winter, sooner or later spring's gonna come. Then summer, then fall, then back. Come on. One might be a little shorter than the other, but that they're gonna be there. That sun's going to come up and it's going to go down. That's just the inevitability, right? But same way, you can see the trends. If you study the history, you can understand how things are going to play out. You just have to study history and have a memory. That's all it's about. And looking at football, it's the same stuff we see every year, isn't it? You guys can basically call it out. You have to be proactive and not reactive. You can't sit there and let shit just punch on you all the time. You gotta, you can't just just sit back there and let shit beat your ass. You can't, you can't do that. You gotta eventually. You gotta be out front. You gotta be out front. Now listen. Sometimes it calls for you to do the knowledge to kind of sit back there and watch what's going on. But if you've been through an experience and you know what time it is, then you understand. Hey man, I ain't gonna go down there because I've been down there before. I'm not gonna waste my time doing that because I got my time is valuable and I ain't got time to be sitting up here screwing around with this, that, and the third. You get what I'm saying? So you can see the trends if you pay attention, you know, the history, because they constantly repeat themselves with different players or different actors. You got different people. The roles are, the roles the same, the faces change. That's how it goes. But anyway, the rest of the injury report goes like this. McCoy, Patrick was DMP'd. So that's two of our starting guards DMP. We'll see what happens when they come out with the Friday report. Foster Moreau has a shoulder issue. He was limited. Jamal Williams with the groin. Jamal's been out for a while. Pete Werner has the hand wrapped. He fully practiced. Kpassagnon from the Achilles fully practiced, which means we all know about Kpassagnon. I'm going to play a little bit of his interview that he eventually is stepping up and rising up and doing, and coming back to the team. And I talked about this before any of this stuff broke about Kpassagnon. Matter of fact, the week prior, I was like, man, it's getting close to Kpassagnon coming back. It's like, what purpose of that? That's a huge pickup for the Saints because with him coming back here, he's a 6'6", 6'7" big guy that doesn't move like that. If you can play him, they saying pass rusher at 30 something odd years of age, his better usage would be inside. He's 6'7". His arms, he got long arms, everything. Just bat the damn ball down. Plus, he's incredibly difficult to block. And we could use, and he's good against the run. So we can use a passing you about right now. We mix them in with the interior defensive line guys to help out that. That's a big pickup for the Saints to get Kpassagnon back. It really is. Because we really need what he brings in the interior of the Saints line. Now, Brian Bresee has been doing the knockdown, drag out game. He got 5.5 sacks on the year, right? So Brian Bresee is doing his thing. Not that real good at the rush, at stopping the run like we would like him to. But goddamn, he's a first-round draft pick. Eventually, he's going to have to start. So you justify the pick and let him learn that shit there. That's what Brian Young's job is as a defensive line coach, to get him all the way there with the run support. And let me tell you something. To me, what's more difficult, being a pass rushing interior defensive tackle or being a run stuffing one? Pass rushing is a lot more tougher. So for him to have that, and then you just have to teach him to run stuff, man, come on. We looking good there, baby. Right? We looking good. We just got to get him there. And that's the job of the coaches. All right. So anyway, Pete Werner, I talked about, and Tanoh Kpassagnon, man, I'm really happy about him coming back because we could really use him interiorly speaking, man, to be honest with you. And then, of course, we go down to, the Rams stuff. They ain't post the Rams. But yeah, we'll get the Rams report on Friday. But the Saints, these are some of the things they talk about on Wednesday. Also, let's hit this, man. All right, let's talk some more stuff, man. Chris Olave, man. This is another update we got. Chris Olave. Saints Chris Olave has seen multiple specialists after concussion. Head coach Rizzi says in the presser. He says Saints wide receiver Chris Olave has consulted with multiple specialists while recovering from the second concussion of the season. The Saints interim coach Darren Rizzi said Olave is due to meet with another expert as well. He's still going through the whole process. He's met with a bunch of people. He's got another meeting coming up here next week. He's met with some different specialists throughout the country. He's in a good place. And there's pictures. You can see it right here. Chris Olave shaking hands with some of the people. He's here shaking hands with Alante Taylor, as you can see in this picture. And it's good to see the brother there. But, you got to be cautious with these concussions. The third-year pass catcher suffered his most recent concussion in the loss to the Chargers. He has had 4 since entering the 2022 year, since coming into the league that year. He says Rizzi made it clear that Olave's health took priority over everything else. And the Saints have yet to rule Olave out for the current season while they place him on injury reserve. He's eligible to return after sitting out 4 games. He could suit up as early as the Week 15 clash against the Commanders. So that's what this is all about. Going to get multiple words or medical reports and from doctors to say, hey, coach, doc, what you think? Can I do this? Can I do that? That, and the third. So some changes have to happen with Olave, obviously, right? The concussion helmet, the mesh that you put on top of the helmet to absorb, like helmet to helmet, stuff like that. That's obviously something that he should wear as well going forward. And if he wants to intend on playing football, because people inadvertently have helmet to helmet, but he has to be able to then spin it. Because I know a lot of players that the concussion helmet, they call it what the concussion helmet that they have. It is a helmet that a lot of them don't like to wear. It is kind of larger than whatever, but man, it's got all the extra padding in. But if you're a person that has these repetitive head injuries, you want to make sure that you provide as much protection to that region as you possibly can. So yeah, he's eligible to come back for the Washington game. Will he? We'll just have to wait and see what happens there. But yes, the concussions ain't nothing to play with, especially that last one when he got hit when Carr put him up there, and that was very ugly. That was scary, and at the same time, man, I just think that he should err on the side of caution, man. So shout out to Chris Olave, man. Take your time, brother. And take your time on that, bro. Take your time, man, because you got some bread, man. But listen, man, health is imperative, bro. All right, let's jump to the next one here. This is another report right here. This is from Bleacher Report, I believe. Saints defensive tackle Nate Shepard's fine for twisting Justin Herbert's leg is rescinded. Now, listen, this was a dirty play in my sight, but the NFL fined Nate Shepard, but he won. He appealed the fine and won. So how about that? I still don't like the play, though. But anyway, let's hear from it here. Saints defensive tackle Nate Shepard will no longer owe almost $12,000. Now he rescinded $12,000. Controversial tackle. A quarterback, Justin Herbert, back in week 8, the NFL rescinded the fine after Shepard's appealed the penalty. That's what Cat Terrell's breaking out. Shepard was fined unnecessary roughness after the Charger player accused him of deliberately attempted to injure Herbert by grabbing his leg after a tackle. Both he and Charger center Bradley Bozeman, who pushed Shepard off of Herbert, was penalized for unnecessary roughness on the play. After the game, Bozeman called the tackle one of the dirtier plays I've ever seen. The ball was gone 2 or 3 seconds, and he's still gator rolling. He's on the ground, still gator rolling. Chargers head coach Jim Harbaugh gave Bozeman a game ball after the win. He told reporters that the play had been particularly concerning because of the high ankle sprain Herbert suffered in week number 2. Everybody knows Justin's got a bad ankle. I wasn't out there. I just saw what I saw and how long it was going on. That's what's going too long. And listen, I ain't mad at Bozeman for protecting his guy. And that's what you're supposed to do. I would want my offensive lineman to do that too. If they didn't do that, I'd kind of be upset about that. But I looked at the play a bunch of times like, man, that ain't how we operate, bro. Do it the right way. You got plenty of time to hit them when you do it the right way. But just covering it, man, that's the man says, hey, man, guess what, man? The $12,000 that you had to owe us, man, you don't have to worry about that. So there it is. All right. Shout out to Shrine. Big ups to you. Said, who that, my brother, back in the booth for Thanksgiving. Shout out to you, my man. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Fuck too kind.
Yep. And happy Thanksgiving to all the black and gold family members in the building. Brother Gundam, I see you, bro. Farouk, how you doing, sir? Pelicans, Nola. Brother Hakeem. What's up, brother Hakeem? How you doing, sir? Appreciate you, man. Black Preacher, man. Shout out to you as well, man. Appreciate y'all, brothers, man. Happy Turkey Day to you. Can you too? You good to see you, fam. I see you, man. All right. So anyway, this is a part of it. Saints announced edge rushers return to practice, and we covered this. We talked about this early on in the broadcast, part of it from the injury report about Tanoh Kpassagnon. And of course, remember we got the news unceremoniously about Dennis Allen. He just dropped it like, yeah, oh yeah, he did such and such. What? Really? But Kpassagnon to me has been a good addition outside of the injuries. When he's on the field, he's effective because he's faster than he looks. He is disruptive, and to have you, if you can never have too many disruptive 6'7" guys, that can move. He can move. Brian Bresee 6'5". Kpassagnon 6'6" or 6'7". He's somewhere along there. Big John Ridgeway is 6'5". So you got, and these guys are like three. I think Kpassagnon like 300 pounds. Bresee is over 3. Your boy is over 300 pounds. The big guy, John Ridgeway the third, and Christian Boyd's like 6'2", 320. So the Saints have girth in the interior of the defensive line, but we need guys that are like a Kpassagnon. We definitely need him right now for what he brings, because we need that extra disruptive element that we're not getting outside of guys like Brian Bresee. Not really, no disrespect to Nate Shepard. I'm not really have been impressed with Nate Shepard this year, to be honest with you. Colin Saunders he gets busy in spurts. You know what I'm saying? Like in the Chiefs game, he was able to make some positive plays, but it's far too few in between for these guys. And people are starting to look at our interior defensive tackles and saying, no, because you prior to those guys, you had David Onyemata and you had big King Tut, Shy Tuttle. And those guys were actually pretty good together. But what we've seen from Shepard and Saunders, man, it's not enough. And Brian Bresee at some point has got to start, if you're the same. But having Tanoh Kpassagnon there helps big time. Anyway, let's get into the report here. Saints may get another addition to the defensive front on Tuesday. They announced that they have opened up the 21-day practice window for defensive lineman Tanoh Kpassagnon. Kpassagnon 30 has been on the physically unable to perform list all season. He's been on the PUP list since tearing the Achilles early this offseason. The Saints have 3 weeks to add Kpassagnon to the active roster, or he will be reverted to season-ending injury reserve. And I think they'll probably activate him. That's the purpose of setting it all up, right? Second round, he was a second-round selection in 27's NFL draft by the Chiefs out of Villanova. Kpassagnon was considered an athletic project with tremendous upside. In 4 years with the Chiefs, he had 7 sacks, 18 QB hits, and 12 tackles for a loss. He added 3 more sacks in 8 postseason games, helping the Chiefs the 2 AFC championships and 1 Super Bowl title. How about that? Saints added Kpassagnon as a free agent during the 21 season. And in his first year as a stint, he'd have a career best 4 sacks to go along with his 8 QB hits. He managed those totals despite playing in only 8 games. He's disruptive. Kpassagnon will continue to be a big part of the Saints defensive line rotation for the last 2 seasons. In 22, he had 2 sacks and 6 QB hits, adding 3.5 sacks and 9 QB hits last season over 3 years. With the Saints, Kpassagnon has almost 10 sacks, 23 QB hits, 10 tackles for loss among his 65 total stops. 6'7", 289. Kpassagnon has the ability to play both edge and inside for the Saints defense. The Saints have 25 sacks and 50 stops for loss this season. Their defensive line has contributed 18 sacks and 25 tackles for loss. At 4-7, the Saints squad returns from a bye week to face the Rams. The Saints enter week 13 ranked 31st in total defense. They are 30th against the pass and 25th against the rush. So these are some of the horrible stats. And listen, it doesn't get better, because what we noticed from the Saints this season, even though I'm another thing for Thanksgiving, right? The theme of being thankful, right? Thankful that Chase Young. We've had Chase Young. He hasn't missed any time, if anything, right? Chase Young has been there. He's only a sack behind Carl Granderson. So Chase Young was the question, is Chase Young can't stay healthy. With 6 games remaining, Chase Young has done a good job in this 1-year contract, of staying healthy. So that's a plus. Him and Granderson at times are fierce. Problem is, they're not getting home enough as we would like them to be. And ranking in terms of statistics, 30th in the NFL, that's not good, man. I don't think anybody, you probably are a warlock or a witch if you with a crystal ball and every damn thing, with a broom and every damn thing flying around on Halloween, if you thought for a second or said that the Saints was going to be ranked 30th in total defense, 25th against the pass, right? 31st out of 32 teams, that the Saints would be ranked 31st, 30th against the pass, and 25th against the run. People say, oh, get the hell out of here. You know why? Because people would have said, man, the Saints at the very least was going to be a top 15 defense in the NFL with all of the resources that they have. At least if the offense struggles, we know that the defense would carry the day. That the defense, at the worst, they could be as 15th. Wrong. They are ranked 31st in total defense, 30th against the pass, and 25th against the run. Now they've gotten better against the run, but it's we nobody's seen that. Nobody's seen that they would literally bottom out like this. And unfortunately, it is what it is. But shout out to Bob, man. Bob Rose wrote this really good article breaking down Kpassagnon. Shout out to Bob and the Saints News Network. Appreciate you guys, man, for all that you do. And also, let's hear from Tanoh Kpassagnon, man. He had an interview that he did with him talking about it. And it's only 2 minutes long, man. We're going to play a little of Kpassagnon here discussing him coming back. It's big, man. Like I said, having Kpassagnon to return, with the team right now, with all of the woes that's going on, he's a disruptive force. You mix him in there with Brian Brucey and all these guys, you can see some positive stuff going on. Here's passing.
21-day window is open now. Just
hold on here, fam. Hold up here. There we go. Hold on, got to read these dumb ads. Let me get through. I thought I had it all teed up. Hold on. We'll go back to it when it's ready. All right, but here we go.
Window is open now. Just what are your thoughts? I mean, you worked, and here the window is open, and the opportunity looks to be opening up for you.
Oh yeah. No, I'm ready. I've been kind of just in the, let's call it, hyperbolic time chamber for a while, lifting and I'm ready. I was like ready about 2 weeks ago, but they didn't want to open the window up, during the bye week and stuff like that. But
yeah, Riz said you were one of the guys who you were faithfully here first, late, whenever you needed to be. What was the process like for you? Because sometimes it can get a little discouraging and a little bit mundane.
Yeah, no, I heard Rizzy shouting me out. I appreciate that. But yeah, man, they told me my window once I got hurt, which was a little discouraging. They were saying it was probably closer to 9 months, but I think it's like 7 months now, and I feel good and definitely safe. But yeah, I've been putting in a lot of work, attacking it every day, and it's definitely paid off.
What was it like for you mentally? Because that can be a strenuous time for a player who's accustomed to playing and contributing.
Yeah, I think, I just had a lot of faith and, still being part of the team, even though I can't play, going to meetings and hanging out with the guys still. We do D-line dinner all the time. So, that helped encourage me, wanting to get back out there with them.
How much did it mean to have their support? Because, sometimes, like I said, it can get a little isolated.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it meant a lot. I think like for the first month, I couldn't really do anything. And I was mostly on a scooter at my house. And that was definitely not a good environment to be in. And, I think being able to do my rehab here, being able to go to camp with the guys and just stay around the team helped a lot.
All right, so there you go. That's it with him, and it's very interesting because you look at Tanoh Kpassagnon, man. Like I said, man, he helps. He will help. He will help with pass rushing issues. He's a disruptive force. That's the big part of it, man. Just making sure that that we get him involved. That's very interesting. Giblet he dropped right there about him. He was ready to come back early and they didn't want to open up the window. But yeah, he would definitely help, man. But like I said, man, it's a lot of things as a team the Saints got to do. Like the next 6 games, because to be honest with you, the Saints are, even though their record indicates, and the talking point is you are what your record says, and I get the logic in that. But the point, a lot of times you look at the Saints team talent wise. If you look at the talent of the team, the Saints are better than a 4-win team. They shouldn't be this bad, and I think they were this bad because of the obvious former Coach Possum running around tearing up everything. But under this new coach, it's a lot of energy infusion to get guys to understand, hey, man, we're not dead in the water. We still have some time here. We have 6 games here. And even though we dealt with a gauntlet early in the year, we don't have that type of gauntlet in the back of the year. So we survived that to a degree. But we still, if we handle our business, we could take care of these teams and get back to 500. That's my point. My thing is getting back to 500. And once we get back to 500, then we'll see what the landscape looks like. But that's what it comes down to me. But anyway, here's Clint Kubiak and his thought process on the Saints offense. Like I said, we did the midseason reports. I gave a grade on Clint Kubiak and his offense. Going into the rest of the year, the last 6 games of the season, Clint Kubiak is an offensive play caller, an offensive coordinator. To me, I keep saying the same thing about Clint Kubiak is you have to get I don't know what's up with this guy. You got to get everybody involved, man. Everybody. And if guys, and you can see if you can't run the ball, you can look at the tape and solve it. If it keeps happening, whoever it is, because you can break it down individually, you really can, because you look at them as a whole, but it all culminates in individual players winning their matchups. So if you got guys that not winning their one-on-one matchups, then that's a problem. We need to get that guy out of there. If he's not a professional enough to understand what he's doing, then you're not ready to play. Let's go ahead and sit you down and see if we can find somebody else that can get in there and help us out, because we can't lose because you ain't handling your business. One person. One person does not hurt the whole. We got to sit the guy down if he's struggling. Maybe that'll be a teaching moment for him to get his shit straight next time, because we trying to win something. We ain't got time for all of this other stuff. We done flittered away all of our opportunities here, damn near. All right. So that's my only criticism of Clint Kubiak, that he has to get every damn body involved and not over rely on people. Even though it worked last game, let this not be a habit over and over again, because then people are going to start calling you a lazy play caller because you're not scheming up everybody like you're supposed to be doing. And then if they pinpoint that guy, then what the hell are you going to do? So like I said, man, if we trying to get somewhere and you're going to meet some of the best teams, if you're talking about going the way you think you want to go and winning games to get back to 500, good teams, they're going to take your best player away. Then what the hell are you going to do? We got to be able to get everybody involved. Let's hear what Kubiak got to say. Here we go. Oh, here we go again. I just tuned that up. Hold on, fam. I don't know what's going on with these people. Good
evening, everybody. Yeah, thank you. I'm really thankful to be a Saint. It's really cool to get to work with awesome coaches and players. Really, a group of very unselfish players. So, been around the league for a little bit, but I think this group is pretty special as far as the people that we have. So, very thankful for that. Any questions? Ready to roll.
Just kind of on that vein, just kind of with the change of coach and everything, like your staff and everything, how do you guys look at the next 6 weeks? Is it just staying in the moment, or are you kind of looking at it like, we gotta keep proving something here?
We're looking at the Rams. Rams want to know. That's what we're thinking about. That's all that matters. Yeah.
When you see their defensive line, obviously Aaron Donald's not there anymore, but they got Verse and kind of other guys. What sticks out to you about that side of the ball and that position group?
Yeah, the defensive line, just as a group, I think is very talented. Young players that have a lot of production all across the line. So our guys are aware of that the film speaks for itself. Very good group that we're ready to play.
We kind of asked about this a lot, but Taysom's usage, are you kind of dialing in something with him, and something where it makes sense for you, how much you want to use him, how much you don't want to expose him to stuff, all that stuff?
No, I just think
he's still on here.
A strange year out. He's when he's been at his healthiest, we definitely want to use him to the max. And when you get into a game, whether it's Taysom or AK or Chris Olave or Foster Moreau, who's got the hot hand that day, and you just want to keep giving him the ball. So I thought in that last game, it was Taysom's day.
So there's no reservation about those prior injuries and using them too much, I guess.
No, every week we have a healthy grouping of stuff for everybody, and absolutely not. Ready for Taysom to play the game.
What's that, bro? Come on, man. What Boo said, man. Talk to him, Boosie, man. Talk to him, brother. That's not how this work, man. Talk to him, boo.
Now, dog. Come on, man.
Bro, come on, man. Come the hell on, bro. You gotta have, the guy is hearing the criticisms of you overusing these guys. You're overusing these guys. Taysom, it was just Taysom Hill day. Listen, bro. We have guys like Alvin Kamara. Listen, Taysom, that was a physical game too, by the way. If y'all watched the last game, it was a physical game. And listen, I don't know. Good thing it happened then. You had a bye week to recoup so he could sit in some ice and all that kind of stuff. Because, dude, any offensive coordinator knows. And that's why, and the reporters, you know what? Let me give the reporters a round of applause, man. Come on, bro. Because they know. Shout out to our reporters, man. Because they know. That's why they ask you to flip and question. They're strategic. They know what questions they hear and they understand. They even have the stats to go along with the usage rate of certain players. Taysom Hill's 34 effing years old, man. You mean to tell me the only way you can use to get guys involved is to run the hell out of a 34-year-old guy and we're going to put him over here, we're going to put him over there. Boy, I tell you what, if Taysom was in a union, they would hate the hell out of Taysom Hill. They really would. Hell, when I was... Hey, let me tell you something, man. If you're in any union and you got a guy doing this and you got him doing that and he leaning over here doing that and into that, he did that third. See, they love that shit because they can pay him one and have him do all these different things. That's 4 or 5 different things. See, the thing is, they got one guy doing 4 to 5 different jobs. That's 4 or 5 different people that's supposed to be doing those roles, by the way, that you got that one guy doing. Unions would hate the piss out of it. Hey, say, man, you taking our work. You're taking our damn work. Get your ass over there and stay where you belong. But see, the thing is, my point is that Taysom Hill's phenomenal. Whatever you ask him to do, he's going to try to do it to the best of his ability. And I love that about Taysom. But at the same time, as the play caller and the offensive coordinator, you got to know your team is not devoid of talent. They're not. You have to get MVS involved. You got Alvin Kamara, who's option one. It's not Taysom Hill. Taysom is not option one. It's Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara is on pace to have the best year of his career. He's on pace. He's phenomenal. He was averaging over 5 yards a carry before this guy here, went to Taysom. And what it does is, and I'm going to say it again, because Taysom Hill makes this guy lazy with his play calling. Instead of calling other players to come in and do, the job or decoying Taysom, he just says, hey, Taysom, do this. Hey, Taysom, do this, do this, and do that. See, it doesn't involve him coaching these other players. Let's just make Taysom. That makes you lazy as a dog. And at the end of the day, you got one last week, but I'm saying it's a long goddamn season, man. It's a long season. That's why reporters ask him, hey, man, are you concerned about him? Oh, I'm not concerned about over. This, I don't like this. Because it should be, because if you hear people asking about overusage of a certain player, that literally means that you're leaning to a point where overusage could lean into injury. And we know that Taysom Hill has been banged up and down this year because he's physical and he plays a physical brand of football. You cannot overuse these guys. If you want them to be there at the end of the year, you have to be able to delegate. You have to be able to delegate responsibilities. You got to be able to move people around. You got to get other guys involved. You have to be able to set up situations where you have your bigger players like an Alvin Kamara or Taysom Hill as a distraction mechanism to get other guys involved. That's your job. So I'm not going to sit up here and say, hey, man, I ain't concerned about it. No, absolutely not. Man, get out of here, man. That's what the reporters are asking. Man, ain't you a little bit worried about? He's 34, 35 years old. Yeah, but he in great shape. He look like he's 24. But he's not. But he's not. We know what he looks like. But he's not. He's a 34-year-old player that you should be using in harmony and synergy with all your other mismatch nightmares, which is Alvin Kamara. Getting MVS involved. If you don't have other guys, that's what the damn bye week was for, to go out there and find some guys and bring them in here to help. We had time. I mean, that's just my mentality, man. I'm a win. I'm gonna try to. If this is a screwed up situation, I'm trying to do everything I can to fix it. Like, we know it's screwed up. You can't. I don't believe in using injuries as an excuse. I don't believe in overusing players. I don't believe in that at all, man. Because I know what overusing means. It leads to the player getting hurt because you're putting too much on his damn shoulders when you don't have to. I'm against it. Anyway, let's finish up with this dude, man.
What's that kind of stuck out to you the most about, the offense clicking with the last few weeks? Obviously, you got some guys healthy and back, but have you seen the offense kind of grow in this 2-game win streak?
Yeah, I definitely have, and it's we've been here before, right? We've done this for 2 weeks in a row, and now it's our time to go prove that we can stay on track. So that's a big challenge this week for us.
What do you think it'll take to be able to kind of stay on track specifically? Because you mentioned kind of doing this before and then things kind of falling off the rails a little. What's it going to take to be able to stay on that trajectory?
It's going to take a heck of a positive mindset and one play mentality, and guys just doing their job, coaches and players, and not looking too far into it other than just getting our job done.
Any takeaways from the self-scout at the bye that are willing to share anyway?
Yeah, a lot. Our coaches spent a lot of time, studying ourselves, and we've obviously wanted to build on the things we've done well in these next 6 games, and maybe obviously shy away from things that haven't been as productive. But we put some time into it. Probably wouldn't share all the details, but it's definitely was a productive week last week of studying ourselves.
Rizzy was saying that one area.
I just don't. I mean, I like Clint Kubiak, man, but I've realized something about Clint Kubiak. Watching him so far, he doesn't adjust. Like he has you with people asking you about overusage. That ties to your coaching method. You as a coach, you can't afford to do that. You have to get these guys involved, and this guy is flat out refusing to do that. I don't like that, man. That's why I was saying, like, I don't think this is head coach material here. I think this guy needs to kind of learn a little bit more, because if you studying yourself, how you miss that point. See, that's what I'm saying about all of this other crap about this. And this, it's present because the reporters are asking you about it. You hear from it because they asked this question before about usage rates of players and getting everybody involved. Even the Possum said that we need to get other guys involved. He said it 2 weeks after I said it. Because I know you looking at an offense, you know what you're supposed to do as an offense coordinator. He doesn't have the imagination and perhaps the ability to even see that character flaw in his coaching style and be able to correct it and iron it out. See, when it comes down to this stuff, man, having ego about this type of stuff, it don't need to be happening, because you are trying to stave off injury. You're trying to make sure guys get the proper amount of time, because there is a measurement, mathematically speaking, statistically speaking, and even from an eye test, that you can see where, oh, hold on, we need to get other guys involved. We can't just over rely on this guy right here, man. We don't want to do this. We need him for the summation of the year. And this guy literally recognizes the flaw. And it's been a couple of interviews where people have pinpointed that, and he just, whatever, I'm gonna just do what I got to do. Well, you know what? Yeah, that's not an impressive trait to have, man, to be honest with you. People, if you know your flaws and you studying yourself, how you miss that? What kind of studying you doing? You get what I'm saying? What kind of study? Because I'm a dude, listen, I want to win, but it's a way to win, right? You don't sell your soul to win. That's a loss. The game of football is about learning. It's about learning and constantly changing and adapting principles. Bringing stuff in that works, getting rid of stuff that doesn't work. And the NFL coaches, they borrow from each other all the time. That's where the copycat league stuff comes from, right? So as a team that's 4-7, I can't sit up here and have an egotistical approach or a blind approach to my coaching philosophy. The reason why we're 4-7 is because my coaching philosophy is somehow flawed, isn't it? If my offense is way down here or my defense is here, some kind of way, because you can delegate, responsibility to old Coach Possum or whoever you want. With you see what I'm saying? This guy was responsible. This guy responsible. But only so much goes to this guy. Now, at an individual level, at a coaching level, some introspection is needed because you have to then delve into and look into yourself as a coach and say, and what I'm teaching is right. Am I saying the right words? Is my philosophy correct? Do I need to dial back the ego right here? As a 4-17, you don't have the right to have no goddamn ego. You don't. No. You don't have the right to have no goddamn ego as a 4-17. The hell with that. Throw all the ego out the window. The ego goes out the window. That's what the hell the ego. It goes out the window. That's where it goes. But you talking introspection, you have to look at everything. I'm talking facts here. If there is somebody saying to me, hey, man, listen, are you concerned about the overusage of certain players? Oh, no, I ain't worried about that. That means you're an ignorant dog. That's what it means. You're ignorant because how you sitting up here with all the statistics, with all of the stuff that the team play for, they got a statistic department in there. You can just go pull up the numbers. You can have it sent to their computer in his office. What's the rates here? They have all the analytical data. They have an analytics department in there. So how the reporters know, and you have the eye test and the data to back up the eye test. You cannot be that ignorant of what's going on with the team and you sit up here at 4-7. No, man, ego goes out the window. But anyway, here, let's get to Coach Joe Woods. And if y'all got any questions, please feel free, man. We're going to put them in the chat. But please put Q next to your question so I can get to your question there, fam. On any questions that you guys want to ask, please feel free. We'll get to that. Put it in the comment section. We're going to run through it because I'm not going to be about to close the stream in a little bit. But let's hear from Coach Wood before we go. Oh, here we go again. These people here with this stuff here, man, today. That's kind of weird, but that's all right. We're going to make it work. But like I said, fam, put Q in the question and we'll next to your question, we're going to do it.
Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys. Enjoy that. Enjoy family.
Any common theme that you've been able to identify in the explosive plays? I mean, I know sometimes it's been tackling, sometimes it's been someone misaligned, sometimes it's just been a deep shot. But is there anything that can be a talking point to help with that?
It's all execution, and that was, we showed some good plays and some bad plays. First thing when the guys came back, and when I told them there was 3 plays for 142 yards, right? And when they looked like, it's just easy, but in the moment of truth, you have to execute. And we didn't on those 3 plays. And I told them it was 377 yards. If you eliminate those 3 plays, we should. Now it's 235 yards, 46 attempts, 5.1 per attempt, and that's going to be number 1 in the NFL. But that's kind of what's plagued us throughout the season. I've told you guys before, it comes down to like 2 or 3 plays. Now, we were able to overcome that, but that's what we have to eliminate.
You talk about a guy like Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp. Not only is this Rams team obviously very talented offensively, but they have a lot of experience at those positions. Do you think kind of the experience on that side of the ball kind of helps fill what makes them so dangerous on that side?
Without a doubt. I mean, well, I want to get Stafford when I was in Minnesota for a long time when he came to the league, and I was like, oh my God. And he had Kelvin Johnson there too, but he has all the arm talent and he's smart. I think more in that system, he probably has more freedom with Sean McVay than other quarterbacks in that system. He's checking things at the line of scrimmage. You can see he has complete control. And then when you have, same receiving core with the talent they have, they're all on the same page. So everything's well oiled in terms of what they do. I mean, a lot of shifts and motions, but you can tell they just know it like the back of their hand. And it makes it tough. You have to be right, so it's going to be a tremendous challenge for us.
Joe, how do you think the substitution patterns on the defensive line have just kind of help those guys get into a rhythm and a feel again?
That's always the plan. It's like, when it's all said and done, some guys will have slightly more reps, but we want to make sure that all the guys are playing. So when you get to the fourth quarter, right, the guys are fresh, when it's time to rush the quarterback. So I feel like the rotation's been good. I feel like the guys are playing better. So we're just going to keep doing it.
And just I don't know, someone like Cam playing a little bit more, playing some more extended snaps in a row, like setting up the pass rush, playing that, like, does that help him execute that a little bit more?
Yeah, because you're going against, you're more familiar with the games. We do carry quite a few pass rush games. So all that stuff helps. And, we have a veteran guy, the communication in terms of what they're running based on the protection or based on the formation, that you get that by being on the field. So I feel like the guys have been playing a little bit better, and I hope we can continue to trend that way.
Joe, from your point of view, is it as simple for Stafford and that offense to get back on track just because Cooper's healthy? Was it just those two missing pieces that kind of got this thing rolling again?
No, I think they have, other good players. But like I said, when you have the trigger man, he can see it all, and he's making the right decisions. He's making great throws where guys are draped all over him. But again, having those guys, having that continuity, you're out there with all your tools, all your weapons, and that gives him confidence. But you can see that when they play. You feel like there's maybe some different play selections, when they have all their players available. But like I said, they're very good at what they do. They're very good in that system, and we're going to have to be on point, on all three levels of our defense.
Yeah, Coach Woods in line, man. I mean, the Saints defense is definitely going to have to bring it because he's right. Stafford, man, listen, he has Cooper Kupp. They have a phenomenal connection between quarterback, wide receiver. Puka is a difficult physical wide receiver that make all these catches, plus he's a speed component with him. Very slick players. And like I said, the Rams aren't the juggernaut that we've seen from years past. Aaron Donald retired, a few players left, but they're still a dangerous team, especially if you got a Saints secondary. Like I've mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that has issues like Alante Taylor, who was the CB3, is now CB1 after the trade of Lattimore and Paulson Adebo's injury. And then you have rookie Kool-Aid McKinstry, Ugo Amadi at the nickel position. Yeah, the Saints are going to be tested secondary-wise, and Alante is going to have to step up, Kool-Aid, all of them. And the Saints defense up front has to get to the quarterback. You can't let Stafford stand back there and deliver the ball like we've seen the Saints do with the Carolina Panthers, second game, the Denver Broncos, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Falcons. Hell, we just can't let that happen. We can't let quarterbacks stand tall in the pocket, deliver a rhythm with their skilled players. They get into a rhythm with their skilled players, and then we, inconsistently go in there and knock them down or sack them to try to, once they get in the rhythm, man, that's a whole nother thing to deal with. So disrupting what they've gotten going on early, we have to get to these guys. We can't let Stafford stand back there because he's going to rip you. He's going to challenge that Saints secondary. It's up to the front four guys to generate pressure, to make it uncomfortable, to make Stafford get rid of the ball off-timed. We have to disrupt the timing of their offense. We have to be able to get back there, force Stafford to throw the ball early. We had to get back there and force him to take it down and scramble around a bit. We have to sack him. We got to rough him up. That's what it comes down to be quite honest with you, man. So it's going to be interesting, man, to say the least. So we'll see how it go, man. All right, but that's Coach Woods, man. Like I said, I just wanted to play a little bit of it, and we wasn't going to keep you too much long on that. Shout out to you, man. J Sticks Jefferson. Shout out to your brother Rock Jones. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate you. That to you. Happy Thanksgiving, brother Gundam as well. Big ups to you. He says, "Yep, Q, agree." Because Rams coach would definitely try to take away Alvin Kamara and Taysom from the offensive plan. And remember, there was an adjustment made in the even in the Browns game. We didn't get the Jameis as much as we wanted. Jameis had delivered a rhythm. He got into a rhythm with his wide receivers and was making throws out there. We can't let that happen. Yeah, man, this whole thing. Yeah, we it's a lot to be happy for, but improvement. Like we're happy for the winning, but let's make it mean something. Let's make all of this mean something. Let's learn from our mistakes and go forward, and improve, because the juggernaut side of our schedule is long past, right? That's gone. Now we do have a couple of tough teams we have to play. We got the Commanders, we have the Packers. We have to be able to step up and play our game, man. And we've seen in some of the previous games where defenses would make a second half adjustment. This was under Coach Possum, where they would literally take away Alvin Kamara and the Saints could not adjust. The offense just died. So yeah, that's the whole point. It's like, okay, Taysom's a problem because defenses have to watch what he's going to do. He runs out there, he might be a tight end. He runs out there, he might be a fullback. He runs out there, he might be a quarterback. He runs out there, he might be a wide receiver. But if that's how you're moving your offense strictly based on one person doing that, that's an additive to everything else you got going on. You know what I'm saying? And even to a degree, you can utilize that to create opportunities for other players, right? We can decoy the man, use him as a decoy to draw attention away while we hit this other guy, MVS downfield. We got to get other things to go. And other guys have to step up in the absence of Chris Olave outside of MVS. When given the opportunities, he takes the tops off the defense. But we need other wide receivers to step up. Kevin Austin Jr. did a pretty decent job in the minutes he got. Pettis is still interesting, as well as a kick returner and punt returner, big wide receiver with speed. But guys like Cedric Wilson Jr., why is he still on the team? Why we still got this guy here? I don't understand. Why is he still here? I mean, I don't get that. I mean, why I just don't understand because it's no impact, offensively speaking. So I don't know. I don't get that. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge, man. No matter how you look at it. But yeah, that's what I was saying about the Saints, the offensive intelligence of our team. We have to be able to learn how to get all these other guys involved. And listen, the reality is you don't have to, and I've said this before, you don't have to take Alvin Kamara and turn him into, you have to be positioned here. Alvin's so phenomenal and Taysom is so phenomenal. We can move them guys all over the place. We really could. Because you could treat Alvin to a degree like you would treat a Taysom. Hell, you can line Alvin up as a wide receiver. Hell, right now you should be using him at wide receiver, to be honest with you, because you're getting zero impact out of MVS. And then utilize another running back in instead. I don't get that part of the game. Now we know Kendre Miller was put on the IR by this fool before, off some bullshit. But at the end of the day, we still got running backs on the depth chart, and they have Cabote there on the depth chart. I was like, man, why not? You don't have Jamal Williams, so why not? You got Mims there. Why not use Cabote in north-south running situation? He's a north-south power runner. What does he need to do? Get in there and run, hit the hole hard. He's a big running back that can average a good, help you out on short yardage gains. And if you have Taysom, you have Alvin, they're not exclusive to one position. You can move those guys around the field and create mismatches all over the place. We're only limited by our offensive imagination is what I'm trying to say. And we have enough players like a Taysom or Alvin where we can generate opportunities for Jordan Mims and these other guys. That's how you get the opportunity. That's all I'm saying. That's what makes us more effective and dangerous to lock in on and figure out what they got going on. They're going to look at Alvin and say, hey, man, because they're game planning. And I've said this before, fam, y'all know this is football fundamentals, football 101, is that defensive coordinators will tell you, hey, man, listen, we're going to look at their top guys, offensively speaking. If I'm the defensive coordinator coming into this game and y'all guys on my staff and y'all are in the boardroom with me, and I'm saying, as a defense, I'm the defensive coordinator of the Rams or any other team for that matter. And you guys, all of you guys are on my staff. When we come in the game plan for how we're going to stop the Saints offense, the first thing we're going to look at is say, who moves the offense? Oh, that's Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill. Then the question would be, how do we then slow these guys down or remove them out of the game plan so that the Saints would have to adjust to the third option, which they have none. They don't have a third option, which means the offense stalls. So either they get them going or not. That's what I'm saying about the defensive coordinators and our staff will say, listen, you're going to win the game, but you're not going to win it with Alvin. You're going to win the game, but you're not going to win it with Taysom. We're going to take those guys or try to take those guys away from you. So if we take those guys away from you, whoever you beat us with, we'll live with that because You know, they're not game planning for no Jordan Mims. They're not game planning for no Jawan Johnson. They're not game planning for no Foster Monroe. They're aware of them, but there's not an exclusive game plan to stop a Jawan Johnson or stop a Foster Monroe, stop a Cedric Wilson Jr., stop whoever, Kevin Austin Jr. It's no game plan for these guys, a Jordan Mims. There's no game plan to stop them. If you beat me with them, then you deserve to win. That's how they get it. But you will not beat me with those guys, with Elvin and Taysom. That's what the defensive coordinator for any team that we play is matching up against. That's what they're saying. We don't, if you beat us with Kevin Austin Jr. or you beat us with this other guy, you deserve to win. But you're not going to beat us with AK-41 or Taysom, smash Taysom Hill. We're not going to beat you with Fred Flintstone, Taysom Hill. You're not going to do that. You're not going to do it. So, I mean, it's a part of the game, man. So we have to be able, that's what I keep saying. I've been saying it for a while. We need to get all these other guys because we got some talented players. Jordan Mims could play. Why not? If we don't have Jamal Williams, why not bring Jacob Kpassagnon in there? Let him run on some of them short yardage runs. Give him the ball in the second half of the game where defenses are tired. Let's utilize the strength of some of these guys that we have on our practice squad. And by the way, we got 6 weeks left before the end of the season. They've been on the practice squad for over more than half the year. So they've got to be picking up on something. They're not going to be featured, but they can come in and help is what I'm saying. Just like we see Pettis, just like we've seen Kevin Austin Jr., just like we've seen other players come off the practice squad and have a miniature role or maybe even somewhat of a role in the starting role, whether it's special teams or defense or offense. These guys come in and they have somewhat of a positive impact on what's going on. I simply say that with our running backs, because you could use a north-south running back that doesn't really need a fullback to gain 2 or 3, 4 yards on tough runs. Why not bring that guy in? How about I have Taysom here? Well, we got Taysom for that cue. We could put Taysom at the full. No, if we don't have to do that with Taysom, you see what I'm saying? Saving Taysom for the explosive plays, like lining them up as a wide receiver, spreading the defense like, oh shit, there go Taysom Hill out there at the wide receiver, but damn, we got to pay attention to that and roll stuff to his side, and then you got MVS over here. Even if you set up a play where you got Taysom and Elvin lined up as wide receivers with MVS out there, they got to pay attention to that, man. And then they got, oh shit, you got Elvin Kamara and Taysom Hill lined up as wide receivers to the right side of the field. We got to pay attention to that. Slide over there, spread out the defense. And why not hit them with Kpassagnon? You see what I'm saying? Why not hit them with some of these second and third dairy players that, we can gain ground with? I'm just merely advocating for us to do better in adding the rest of the talent to the team. And that's how you save Taysom Hill from having too many reps and getting worn down on, by giving this a little bit, this a little that, this a little that, because we need more explosiveness in the wide receiver core anyway. And Elvin and Taysom are versatile enough where they can add help there. And you got a running back there. Now, I'm not saying do that all the time, but I'm saying there's certain things that make the defense think about what they're doing. Could you imagine Elvin Kamara lined up in the slot against their third cornerback? That's barbecue. Actually, that's turkey. That's fried turkey. That's a Cajun injected turkey. I ain't saying barbecue tonight. This Thanksgiving feasting for Elvin Kamara lined up against their third cornerback. It is, because it's all about creating mismatches, right? That's all I'm trying to do. So, I mean, we're limited by our offensive imagination is what I'm hitting at. All right, man. Shout out to y'all, man. All right. What's up, brother Arvin? How you doing, fam? Appreciate you, man. He says Clint needs to call a good game if we want to win Sunday. Carr has a losing record versus good teams and good QBs. And this is the thing about Derek Carr, man. Derek Carr, I know who Derek Carr is. I mean, we've had 11 years worth to look at his tape, and he's pretty consistent on tape. And this is my brief summation of Derek Carr. He's a gunslinger. He's a gunslinger, and gunslingers get in trouble because they can believe that they can tight the ball. They can put that ball in tight windows because they got the arm to push it. He's a gunslinger. That's how you can see certain plays where he'll make a good throw, and then the next play he'll throw the ball at a wide receiver's feet, or he would then throw, like he had a pass to Taysom Hill that last game, and he could have led Taysom over his left shoulder. I mean, not Taysom, Foster Monroe. Foster Monroe. Y'all know the play where Foster's running down the right side of the field. Now, the throw could have been over Foster's left shoulder. Should have been. But the ball was thrown to the right area. He was thrown to the right of Foster between the hip and the knee toward the right side, which forced Foster to contort around to go low to get the ball, and then he hit the ground, and the guy ended up getting to him and touching him down. Now, had the ball been thrown over his left shoulder and led in rhythm, he would have picked up a greater gain. But I know who he is, and that's what kind of throws he make. You can see that consistently. Like, he'll get in there and he'll rip the most beautiful throw. He'll throw one on a rope and be like, damn, that's beautiful. Then he'll come back around with the throw I just said, or throw one at their feet or something like that. He'll do that. And I understand that is who Derek Carr is. Whether good or bad, you got to take that. And I'll also say this, that he's a play action quarterback, one of the best play action quarterbacks in the NFL. That's why I nicknamed the man Play Action Carr. I've been saying it all season. The main goal of the Saints offense is to get Carr into the play action. That should be the main goal, because he's a different quarterback in the play action. It's like it's another person. When he gets into the play action, he's a whole nother quarterback. When he gets is a very unique phenomenon, because he's very comfortable in that play action mode, super comfortable. Some of the stats indicated that he might be, I think, the third best in terms of statistics play action quarterback in the NFL. And one of the family members said that to me or sent that to me somewhere, and I didn't know that. But, the statistical part of it, but I knew it from an eye, just watching Derek Carr over the season. And previous year, this is a play action quarterback. This guy's a play action quarterback, and he's really good. He's like stats say top 3, and I agree with that. Just going off the eye test, just watching the man, this guy is a really good play action quarterback. So I'm not into, like, they're trying to take him and turn him into this style. No, it's too late for that. He's been in the game for 11 years. Who Derek Carr is, he is. You're not going to change his identity and all of the bad habits that come with being an 11-year quarterback. But he has a lot of good points. He's an explosive, like, he's really good with the explosives, like you've seen the passes, the MVS and all these type of people. But, like I said, man, MVS would have been a wide receiver like him. That's why I say you got MVS, get rid of Cedric Wilson Jr., get rid of him, because he was supposed to help as a veteran component along with Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed. He's supposed to be the veteran guy in there to replace Michael Thomas. Actually, MVS, we got that later on, and maybe that's a blessing and a bit of a curse that later on we was able to get MVS. And when hopefully you get Chris Olave back next year, you get Rashid Shaheed back, and you be able to keep MVS, and that gives you like a really good 3, probably the best tandem wide receiver trio that we've had here since when Michael Thomas was healthy with them same aforementioned players. So kind of a bit of a blessing and a curse right there. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, we got to get these guys involved, man. And listen, if we do that with the play action with Derek Carr and all that, man, listen, there's no telling where they can go. But that's got to be it. And Clint Kubiak has to be able to be tasked with getting Derek Carr into the play action. But it will not happen if you stubbornly using the Taysom Hill thing, yada, 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 because there's so many different usages for Elvin and Taysom. Not just for Taysom, but Elvin and Taysom, and mixing in all your other talent. But the supreme goal is to get Carr into play action. You get him into play action, he starts making these passes. He turns into a whole different quarterback. It's just what it is. It's a very interesting phenomenon on tape. But without the play action, and you got him doing dinky donkey do, it's not a rhythm situation. You get him in rhythm with that play action, man, it's over with. You get him in play action, you got week 1, week 2. You get him into play action like that, it's a whole nother, it's crazy as hell. It really is. It's a whole nother dude out there. It's crazy. All right, what's up, Tay? Tay says no big reason. He says no, a big reason our entire offense has been hurt at some point this season. No offensive staff will have success like that, bro. You can't sit up here and use injuries, man. I mean, how many times I got to tell people that? Even the coaches say that. There was DeJounte Murray did a press conference yesterday talking about injuries. He said, as a professional athlete and as a professional coaches, you cannot use injuries as an excuse, because the players who you have there, you have to coach better, because you got phenomenal players. But if you lose a guy due to injury, you have to be able to construct your depth chart, because coming into the season, you got the entire offseason. You know where you're supposed to be weak at if you're doing evaluations on your team. Bottom effing line, right? Bottom effing line. So if it comes down to that, you cannot use injuries as an excuse when you have time to prepare before the season starts and time during the season when injuries start impacting your team. You're supposed to have people in place to absorb as much as that as can. And then as a coach, you have to then be able to do a better coaching job in getting guys involved. That's why I keep saying getting other guys involved. You can't over rely on guys, because if they taken out of there, then what you going to do? If they get hurt, then what your ass going to do? Sit up there and formulate more excuses on why you couldn't win the game because you see Alvin Kamara. We ain't have Alvin Kamara here. What about these other effing guys back here? What about them? What about them? Oh, well, they not Alvin. Man, I don't want to hear none of that. Professionals know that you cannot use excuses for why you are losing, because every damn body else is having them as well. So you can't use injuries as an excuse. You can't do it. You cannot do it. I mean, the coaches tell you that, the players tell you that, but for whatever reason, people say, well, hey, injuries, because that's a lazy excuse. Everybody has injuries. You have to be able to go through it. You have to adjust and adapt to injuries. That's what it is. That's what you get paid to do, because this is a physical sport. You ain't going to have all these guys 100% of the time. That's why you have a depth chart that you choose. And that's why my philosophy is get other guys involved, because even though Elvin's Elvin and Taysom is Taysom, you got to get the Jordan Mims involved. You got to get the Tiptons involved. You got to get these other guys, the Jawans and the Taste and the Fosters and the Dallin Hawkers. And you've got to get these other guys involved in the offense. That's what I'm saying it for. It's like, man, that's what you need to do. It has to be a balanced approach. You cannot use injuries as an excuse. You can't do it. That's why Willie Green is about to get his ass fired. That's why Dennis Allen got fired, because you had a chump, moron, goofy named Mickey Loomis. Oh, lie now. Ain't Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, lie now. Oh, lie now. Don't throw me in the mix. Don't lie. Dude, you can't. And even right now, the Saints are still having injuries as we speak. Hell, McCoy re-injured the groin that he originally got back from. It's a possibility, a slim one, that he can miss this game if he can't get out there after the bye week. Who knows how serious it is? They kind of plan it, but we won't know exactly until situation get here, or whether or not how much he will play. The point of the matter is, with depth charts, there is no injuries is not an excuse, fam. It's not. And then even you get even more acute. You look at some of the stuff from the medical staff, like how good is the medical staff if we're having such and such as the type of, you got to go into it and really invest in some of this stuff is all I'm saying, man. But even this is nothing new. It ain't something I made up. The players and coaches will tell you that injuries is not an excuse for poor performance. Listen to what I said. Injuries is not an excuse for poor performances. That's what's going on with the Pelicans. Pelicans got more injuries than anybody in the league. They're starting to get some of their players back, but they're still losing because they're getting out-efforted. They're getting out-coached. That kind of stuff is happening. So it is simply what it is, and it's how it is, man. That's just what it is. All right. Anyway, man. All right. English says, Q, what do you think is Mickey's menu today? Cranberries, lemon water. What else is Mickey? Online. Well, I'll tell you. Online. Let's see. We'll have some Cornish hen online. And we got some exclusive orange juice, gourmet orange juice, flown in from France. And we got some oysters and some oysters Rockefeller and some gumbo, oysters in it, and oysters, it helps you. I'm an old guy, and I'm gonna tell you, and oysters help you, marriage, so oysters, let me tell you something, so yeah, Mickey doing it, he doing his thing too, man. I know, bro. Hey, bro, I'm sorry, man. I kind of did it on the rush. Brother. A lot of people said gumbo. They said gumbo. I got you, brother. That was on me. I kind of did it on the rush, Sean. I did it on the rush, my brother. That's why I was in there at the start of the broadcast, man. All right, no slave mentality. How you happen, brother? Yeah, he is. Son of God said that's a good one. Yeah, Flintstone Hill. Yeah, Taysom. That's how he is, man. That's how it is, man. That's how it is, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, fam. Taysom Hill is that's Fred Flintstone out there, boy, running around there. Cause he's a man. Listen, Taysom took a beating in that last matchup, man. I mean, he's tough because Taysom, you try to tackle Taysom, he's tough. One guy tackling him, that's a tough feat. So I usually take two guys to get him, and he's quick. He's not only is he physical, but he's quick. He's very quick. So when he gets to you, he uses a stiff arm. You can't grab him. He runs through hand tackles. He runs through arm tackles. So you're gonna have to wrap him up like you're supposed to, and he'll run. He's tough. Taysom's he's a tough guy. I can understand why you'll be tempted to utilize him all those ways, but you got to have some discipline. Arvin says McVay is going to try to take AK and Taysom away from the game plan on offense. Carr's going to have to win the game on his shoulders against Stafford. Yeah, that's the game plan. They try to remove Taysom and Elvin Kamara, and then who you got? That's the whole thing, is to force you into plan. Plan one doesn't work, let's go to plan two. If plan two don't work, go to plan three. That's the adjustment process. So they're going to focalize in on those guys, and then who do the Saints have a plan after, if those guys are allowed to be taken out of the game plan? What do you do then? That's the point. That's why, the Jordan Mims, all these other guys need to be involved in the game plan, because in weeks 1 and weeks 2, you were seeing other guys involved. You've seen Juwan Johnson, Foster Monroe. You've seen Adam Prentice. You've seen other guys involved. Even Jamal Williams was getting carries. You've seen other men involved in the game plan, and everybody was rolling. You can't centralize it to one or two characters. It has to be a team effort. So it is what it is. All right. Yeah. So what's up, brother Dedrick? Shout out to you, man. All right. So anyway, let me get ready to get on up out of here, man, so y'all can enjoy y'all Thanksgiving. What's your favorite Thanksgiving food? I didn't put gumbo up there because I was kind of rushing, but I should have put it up there. All right. Turkey, dressing, let's see, mac and cheese. Gumbo should be up there. Gumbo would probably be the favorite. Potato salad. Only 2% of the family members said potato. This is potato salad with no raisins in it. All right. So that's probably why I got 2%. People probably thinking they got raisins in. No, we don't play that shit. Ain't no raisins in our potato salad. All right. But anyway, the poll says that 41% says, hold on, 41%. That's right. And 32% says mac and cheese, that baked mac and cheese. Yes. And that turkey's 25% of the poll. So anyway, man, I appreciate y'all for chiming in on that, man. But listen, we're going to be back here tomorrow on our Friday stream with the preview of the Saints and Rams matchup. We'll also more than likely kind of open up probably the phone lines tomorrow too, and open up the phone lines like I used to do tomorrow's broadcast. And it's going to be interesting. So the Saints, man, taking on the Rams this week, it's going to be a difficult matchup, and no doubt about it. The Rams They lost last week, so they're going to be wanting to get back on the winning side of things. It's going to be a good matchup because the Saints need that win. They really do need that win. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Do me a service. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. If you're not a subscriber, please feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Also, for the family members out there for Mint Mobile, check out our fantastic sponsors of the platform, Mint Mobile, Teach Henley, and Bet Online. Their links are in the description section, man. They are really good, solid promoters of the platform, man, and we appreciate their contributions. But listen, man, we're going to get on into that. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day to all of the family members out there, man. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'm going to see y'all tomorrow on our Saints and Rams preview. Much love. Who that tip?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like elf. Thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shade for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees or Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like this, and I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, Bet Online provides you with all the action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football, NBA, and college basketball, NHL to UFC and MMA. Head to Bet Online today to get in on all the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet Online, the game starts here.
WhoThatDaily.com. That's right, WhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, WhoThatDaily.com is your site. The WhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform's store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and who that too.